Hey everyone, it's Anna here from Little Wink Sleep. I am a mama to two and a certified sleep coach, and oh boy, do I love sleep. I love sleep so much. It has changed my life going from not having a clue what I do to having, like with my kids, not no clue, to actually having my kids nap by the lake. So today I have Coach Bonnie with me. She is one of our coaches here at Little Wing Sleep and our operations director, and she is a champ when it comes to getting kids to sleep. So tell us a bit about yourself, Bonnie.
Hello, everyone. So I am Bonnie. I've been with Little Winks for 2 years now, which is crazy. I can't even believe how fast time has gone. I have two boys, and we're just, living the fall, summer, southern life. We're outside as much as we can. We love playing in the dirt and working in our garden, and we just love being outside together. And I always say sleep is my love language.
Yeah,
Sleep is just Ah, so important to me, so important to my kids. They are so grumpy when they don't sleep, and they know it. My 4-year-old will
oh
wake up
yeah,
and say, "I'm still sleepy. I'm going to keep laying here," if he needs some more sleep because he knows how it impacts his body.
totally. Yeah. My 16-month-old, she actually grabs her blankie and like will start putting herself to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we actually had a client the other day, yesterday actually, message us a photo of their kid who was like such a confident sleeper. She's trying to drop her last nap, not doing okay for the most part,
Yeah.
but they went to the pumpkin patch and they were looking at the llamas, and this kid just like fell asleep on the dad's lap, like her head. So, like, literally, like her body fell over onto dad's lap. And
Yep.
it's pretty funny. Like when kids know they need sleep and they know how to sleep, they're like, "I got this.
They're like, "I
I'm
can do it.
good."
Try and stop me."
Yeah. So you're living this boy mom life. I love it.
Yes.
And so southern. I can't wait to come down there and try all this cheese dip that you keep telling me about.
Guys, Anna has never had cheese dip, queso, none of the like, which is just it's like one of my like three food groups, like cheese dip, coffee, and like I guess, everything else. But it's just really unfortunate that she has never had cheese dip. Barbecue
One day here.
nachos. I mean, oh my goodness.
Oh, I ate
Guys.
enough barbecue to sink a ship. Anyway, so um, today let's chat about 6 month olds. Like 6 month olds are probably one of our biggest groups. Like sleeps like
Yeah.
baby, our course, like so it's like 4 months to 16 months. Like it is a busy place for moms of
Mhm.
6 to 8 month olds.
Mhm. It is. Well, and I understand why because before 6 months you kind of have this mindset of babies don't sleep all the time. It's fine. Of course, they're bitty babies.
Mhm.
It's fine. But then once you get closer to that 6-month mark, you're kind of like, they haven't outgrown this yet. I guess maybe we need to actually do something. And so it makes perfect sense why 6 to 8 months is one of the bigger times. Plus, you're dealing with the nap transition and separation
Oh,
anxiety and
yeah.
teething starts, and you're like, what is happening?
And like I find it's like sleep's okay. The 4 month regression hits. And then, like, for the month after that, they're like, "We're in the 4 month regression. We're in the 4 month regression." And then they're like,
Yep.
"This regression isn't leaving." Because, guys, this 4 month regression, if you don't have really good sleep skills, can last like 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, and
Babies who,
truly, it doesn't really end because it's a developmental change. It's how their brain
yes,
changes sleep.
physically changes, like,
Yeah.
like everything, neural pathways in here change.
Yep.
However, if you like help them master sleep, that regression is only like 3 to 10 days.
Yep.
Boom, done,
Absolutely.
sorted.
And even then, when I'm going through it with a client right now, and it kind of just looks like she like wakes up and chit chats for like 30-ish minutes at night, and then she just puts herself back to sleep
Yeah. Like,
because
they're
she
not
knows how to go to
necessarily
sleep.
yeah, when they have those sleep skills, like, it's not like they're angry about it, they're just like, "Oh boy, I'm awake again. Ugh, ugh, okay, I'll go
Mhm.
back to sleep."
Yeah, exactly. It's very different than what I experienced before my kids knew how to sleep, for sure.
Yes. Yeah. So tell me about what 6 months was like for you as a mom before your kids.
I have no memory of my kids as babies. And
Okay.
let's see, we taught Clark how to sleep when he was 2 and Merrick when he was 10 months. And that's about what my memory
I don't know because both my kids, like, they learned to sleep before that. So, like my patience, I was like, "Oh my goodness, 8 weeks. We don't have this figured out. Like, I got to what's going on?" Like,
No, I was totally the, like, a mom martyr. I'm in the South, like, sleep training is here is pretty much or has been for a long time, just like, "Cry it out, just put him in and walk away." And I just, like, cannot. I just couldn't do it. And so I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna be up," I think let's see, I was up 3 times a night. Merrick would have full, like, 6-ounce bottles, like, 3 times a night. He was so big. And Clark
and you know what? Sometimes, like, I'm all for feeds if a baby needs feeds,
He
but
did not
sometimes
need feeds. He was drinking like
no.
45 ounces of formula a day. Like, this
Yeah,
is
you guys, what was your budget on phone? Anyway, but sometimes they will bring back that milk because they need the sucking to fall asleep. Like,
yeah,
that's how they fall asleep. So they're like, "Bring it
totally.
on, bring it on. Sure, you wanna pack another ounce in here? I can fit it somewhere."
It was all his cheeks. Anyway, that was funny that you asked me that. I was not expecting that question. I was up a lot. Let's say that. And your memory is stored in REM sleep. And I think I went a solid 2 years with no REM sleep. So plus I
Yeah,
was working full time as a CPA and it was just no idea. Bad. So for all you moms out there, there is no judgment. I have been where you are.
totally. Okay, so let's go through what are the
Yes.
awesome things about the 6-month age group? What are the challenging things about the 6-month age group? And what are our tips? Like, I know we just have so many babies, the sleep babies,
Yep.
who just like catch on so quick. Like, night three,
Yep.
night four, they're like 12 hours, bam, mic
They're
drop.
on it. So I think some of the awesome things are by 6 months, usually their weight is at a really good point that you can feel confident that they can go with no night feeds. Not immediately, it takes a couple days to get there, but you can feel pretty confident that can be your end goal, which is really nice. And they also don't have I don't find that 6-month-olds protest that much. Like,
Yes,
they're kind of, they're kind of 6 to 7 is kind of the very youngest or the very oldest of kind of the young group that is kind of like once you give them a skill, they do protest, but they're kind of as soon as they get a new skill, they're much more willing to take it. I find
totally.
like the 10 to 14, they're kind of just mad at you for a bit. They get
Yeah.
over it and they love sleep, but I feel like that's something really great about this 6, 7-month age group.
Yes, totally. They really kinda, like, lean into it, and they're like, "Okay, this isn't what I
Yep,
wanted, but I'm good to go. Oh, I see you're here. I
yep,
see that. I take it."
yep. We
Yeah,
can also start to use solids as a way of telling if a baby's actually hungry or if they're wanting to like nurse or suck on a bottle to sleep,
yeah.
which is a nice tool as an indicator.
Totally, and I also find that, like, when they are getting drowsy or are like that sucking is like way more obvious if they're going to sleep
Yes.
while they're nursing or bottle feeding or soother rather than like
Yes.
as a newborn. Like, their chins are so tiny and so chubby, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, so do you have anything else awesome? Because I definitely have some challenges with this age group.
Yeah, I love this age group because of a couple of things. You're getting these longer awake times, generally around 2.5 hours, so you can actually do things, right?
Yes.
When you're at like the hour and a half awake time, it feels like you're just constantly napping.
Yep.
Whereas this age group, you can go, your kid is awake and like
Yep.
you can see things, you can do things.
Yep.
They're also getting really interactive and that little personality is coming out. So wake time gets way more fun,
Yep.
right? Like they want to engage with you. They want to like explore. And so that's what I love about this age group is because when they're awake, they're like awake. And
And
when they're asleep,
yeah.
they're asleep.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
they're kind of really good at that ebb and flow. And
Yep.
I have to say, I love tune app life. Tune app life was like
Yes.
that's how I launched Little Wings is I did
Yeah.
like admin work in the morning nap and client work in the afternoon nap. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I
So
definitely love to nap life. I think one of the challenges of this group is when you're teaching a 5, 6, 7 month old how to sleep, typically they're starting on 3 naps. And then as their night sleep quality really comes in, their wake windows lengthen fast. I mean,
fast
it
and
feels like
dramatically.
fast and dramatic. And so I think that is like a great thing about this age group is they learn it so fast, their quality comes in so fast, but it does feel sometimes like you're like, okay, we got night sleep under control, we got 3 naps, and then 2 days later you're in a nap transition and they're like ready for it.
Yeah, totally.
So
I
yeah.
really yeah, and I think with the pandemic, we just have these extreme awake times, like all of these
Yes.
external factors that come in to
Yes.
play with this age group, because they're such little personalities now, because they
Mhm.
want to engage more, that stimulation impacts awake time. Oh, so much more. So
So
much more.
much more. It's a lot more mom dad entertaining
Yeah.
than, than other, younger age groups where they're more content just hanging out on their own. They're kind of like, "What
Yeah.
are you doing? I want to be up on what you're doing. What's that? What are you doing?"
Yeah. And it's like things in this age group, simple things can really exhaust them. Like going to Walmart and they're
Yes.
like, why is everyone wearing pajama pants? That doesn't make sense. Like, you know,
Yep.
so just even taking them out and doing those things really helps. So
Yep.
tell me about like what are some of the challenges with this age group?
So I would definitely say the drastically increasing wake times. I feel like something I do need to tell clients a lot in this age group are push wake times, push wake times, push wake times, push wake
Like a
times.
broken record.
Yeah. And it is
Every
tricky
day.
because I know it's like push wake times. I don't even know what you're asking. Push wake, just kidding. I do read all of my clients' messages very, very thoroughly. But push wake times, but it is hard because their body clock really is still programmed to these shorter wake times.
Hmm.
So they're showing the cues at that same, maybe it's like 2 hours. They're showing all the cues. But you put them down, maybe they fall asleep or maybe they protest for a bit and then they get a short nap. And, that's where I'm coming in and saying, hey, I know they were showing all those cues. You almost have to ignore them for a few days and
Yeah, like we kind of have
rest.
this like conflict between the
Yep.
body clock and their developmental needs.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like they butt heads for about a week there.
Yep. Because the body clock wants to find its spot and be firm, which is awesome. And why 2 naps is the best because then the body clock's just pumping, you're cranking. But to
That
get
resiliency
there,
is awesome.
yeah. But to get there, you almost have to like break down the body clock to rebuild it, which is just,
Yes.
it's just tough.
Yeah. It's a tough couple of days.
Yep. So I would say that's a challenge. Another challenge is, a lot of times we're starting solids at this point. And so sometimes, it's a question of, well, was the nap rough because it was rough timing or because you tried a new food and they were really gassy,
Yeah.
and so figuring out what solids really work for their bodies with sleep coaching. I always recommend not trying to do the both at the same time. Like, let's get
Absolutely.
sleep skills sorted first
It's the same
and
with
then
potty
bring in
training. Like,
solids.
let's just
Yes. Do not potty
separate.
train, please. That's I am like anti potty training. I'm not really, but I am just like, you'll learn something. Um
That
Uh,
Bonnie's oldest was like, "Hey, mommy, am I allowed to like? Can we go to the store and buy me some undies?"
yeah. He turned 3 and he was like, "Mom, if I go potty, will you just give me a sticker?" And I said, "Sure." And that was that. And so that's the solids are a challenge. I find that this is where teething usually starts picking up. And teething is just a challenge in and of itself because really teeth only hurt 1 or 2 days per tooth as they're popping through, but
Yeah.
they drool for like a month and a half before a tooth pops through.
Oh,
And so,
totally.
yeah, so it's so hard to know if they're actually teething. And you can cause more confusion by thinking, oh, they're teething. I need to rock for every nap. Than we're actually helping with any potential teething pain. So it's a tough balance to work with.
It really is. Like, I find, like, you have to really look at those awake time cues when it comes to teething
Yeah.
because it really is important to know what is what.
Well,
And
and like if they're only fussy at sleep times, it's probably not teething.
yes, yeah, totally. And I have one kid who is not a fussy teether, broke 4 molars, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And then I have one who gets a fever and is like, it's hell on wheels for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
so each child is so different, and so you really
Mm.
have to look at all of those pieces throughout the day. And that's why in like Sleep Sleep Baby, we have that foundations piece where you're opening up those channels of communication,
Mhm.
right? So you're
Yep.
able to differentiate these cries. You're able
Yep.
to know that when your baby wakes up, they're in pain or this is going
Yeah.
on.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah,
Babies do have different cries. I remember walking around with Merrick at 3 a.m. He was my rough teether. And he did not, another way you can kind of tell, when Merrick was awake with massive teething pain, he did not want me to put him back to sleep. He was just in pain. Like he was awake because his mouth hurt. And until he got some Tylenol, there was nothing I could do to get him back to sleep. But then once the Tylenol clicked in, he was perfectly happy to lay back in his bed and go to sleep on his own.
totally. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what are our top 3 tips for this age group?
Hmm. You may need to give one or two. This age group, I would say definitely be really aware of the wake times, like we talked about, and know that they are probably lengthening very quickly, and that's okay.
Yeah,
And it's okay to push a little past tired cues to get there.
yeah, they will be
Yep,
okay.
they will be okay. And sometimes it takes a day or two of overtiredness to get there, and that's also okay.
Yeah, it's not a long-term overtiredness where
No,
they're going to like live in that cortisol state.
no, 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 not at all. So
Yeah.
that would be one. What would be your second?
My second would be this is often where I find parents get nap trapped. They kind of like
Oh,
hone in, they're so desperate for sleep that they go hardcore on
yep,
whether it's coaching or Sleep Sleep Baby or even whatever they're doing by themselves.
yep,
And so they focus on all of the crib naps. And they're just like, and then the baby loses all of those on the go skills because they are skills too. You still have to keep
yep,
some car, some stroller, some carrier. This is the age where they will,
yep.
if you only facilitate crib naps, then from now on, like that's all they want.
That's where they wanna be. Yep,
And so
great tip.
then you have to make sure you keep those going, or you're going to have to reintroduce them and reteach those on the go skills.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
great tip. Must be a reason you, like, own the place. I don't know. Um, let's see, number 3. I feel like something at this age that is also important to know is with their big personalities, a lot of times tired and bored look very similar.
Oh, yes.
And so if you think you're seeing tired cues, try entertaining and distracting first and see if they pep right up because a lot of times they're bored.
Absolutely. This is where parents are like not kind of used to it. Like
Yeah.
they're used to the needing changed, like changing
Yep.
up environments, that kind of thing. I would
Yep.
also encourage you, like, to carry on from that. Don't change those environments too quickly. Like,
Yes.
keep the ones at the start of the awake time longer activities, right? So
Yes.
changing fewer things so that then at the end of the wake time, you still have some activities in your pocket, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Because there's very few things you can really I mean, there's a ton of things you can do at this age, but it's good to definitely sprinkle them throughout,
yeah.
for
And like
sure.
letting them be for a bit. Like it's okay if you like have them on the floor playing with a couple of Tupperware containers
Yes.
while you empty the dishwasher. It's okay.
Absolutely. And a lot of times babies at this age, they just want to be like up in what you're doing and hear you
Totally.
talk about what you're doing. So don't feel like when we're saying entertain or distract that you have to like get a clown costume and like go crazy and put on a show. Just like narrate your life and they will love it. Love it, love it.
Yes. Quality time through helping. Like kids
Yep.
want to engage in whatever you're doing. And so
Yep.
let them be in that. I was saying I was doing an in home with a mom the other day, and I said to her, I was like, I do not want you doing dishes during nap time. And she was like,
Yeah.
what? And I was like, yeah, like I want you resting. I want you doing the you things. I want you to have a shower. I
Yes.
want you to eat. I want you to watch your favorite TV show or do a craft or do your yoga, whatever gives
Yes.
you life during nap time. Your
Yes.
kids, like at a year old, they will help empty the dishwasher. It will take longer. It might be a little bit frustrating. They will love it. And you're
Love it.
they'll teach like it's teaching this culture of helping.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Bonnie, for just like
Yeah.
carving out this time for us today
Absolutely.
and sharing your wisdom and what you don't remember about the 6 month.
Not the
It's
answer you were expecting, huh?
no, but it's honest and it's true. It's so, so
So
true.
true. I love my kids
So,
now. Don't remember them as babies. I'm sure I loved them then too.
oh man, that's what grandparents are for. Taking all the photos and reminding us how awesome.
Totally.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. If you have a 6 month old and you need a bit of a hand, feel free to check out Sleep Sleep Baby. Bonnie is on there every month, the first Thursday of the month for the live
Yep.
Q and A's. Um, or check us out if you need a help, like you're not quite the DIY mom and you're the one-on-one like Beamer BFF type.
Mhm.
Check us out. Anyway, always here to help, and we want to equip you guys to thrive. And we hope today's episode has been helpful. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Hey there, Mama. Are you feeling exhausted, frustrated, and just a little defeated? I hear you, and I've been there, and thankfully, I can help. Let's teach your baby to sleep. I'm talking 10 to 12 hours of sleep each night. Little Wink's Sleep Sleep Baby program uses a science based, gentle, parent present approach that fosters healthy attachment while teaching independent sleep skills. We don't believe in letting your baby cry it out. This program includes everything you need, such as our insider strategies, both on night sleep and naps, as well as extras like our monthly live Q&A.